You know the feeling. You're deep into a gaming session, maybe cutting a high-res video, or even just charging your phone while you scroll, and it happens. The back of your iPhone starts to feel less like a phone and more like a space heater. You're not imagining it. The screen dims itself, the whole phone feels sluggish, and the snappy performance you paid for is just gone. This isn't just a minor complaint. It's a real limit on one of the most powerful gadgets you own, and it's a problem Apple has been behind on for years. But what if the fix for this overheating nightmare is a hidden technology that's about to change everything? For years, Apple has used pretty basic, passive ways to cool its super powerful chips. But the era of just scraping by is over. We are on the edge of a huge change in the iPhone's design, one that will finally stop your phone from turning into a toaster when you need it most. We're going to break down a technology called vapor chamber cooling and show how it will finally let your iPhone use its full, unthrottled power. Section 1. The problem amplified. Let's be real, overheating doesn't quite capture the frustration. What's actually happening inside your phone is something called thermal throttling. Think of it as your iPhone's self-destruct prevention mode. As the A-series chip works harder, it generates a ton of heat. Once that heat hits a certain point, the phone's sensors sound the alarm. To stop permanent damage to the processor and the battery, your iPhone intentionally slams on the brakes. It cuts the chip's speed, basically kneecapping its own performance until things cool off. And this isn't just some tech nerd issue. You feel the effects of this every single day. That's the reason your frame rate suddenly tanks in the middle of a big match in Genshin Impact. That's why exporting that 4K video you just spent an hour on takes forever, with the progress bar barely moving. It's why your screen gets almost impossible to see on a sunny day, or why your phone sometimes just refuses to charge, flashing a temperature warning instead. It's this invisible bottleneck holding the iPhone back from the peak performance it should be capable of. And here's the kicker, the part that makes you really question Apple's game plan. This isn't some unsolved physics problem. High-end Android phones from competitors like Samsung and Google have been using advanced cooling for years. They've had vapor chambers in their top-tier phones, tackling this exact problem while iPhone users were basically told to just take a break and let their phone cool down. Right now, iPhones rely on simple graphite sheets and the metal frame to spread heat, a solution that just isn't cutting it anymore. So the big question is, why has Apple, a company that brags about its premium engineering, been so slow to act? And more importantly, what are they finally going to do about it? Section 2. The solution revealed. The solution, according to a ton of reports and insider leaks, is a technology called a vapor chamber, and it's expected to finally arrive in the iPhone 17 Pro models. Forget about tiny fans or complex moving parts. A vapor chamber is a clean, incredibly efficient, and totally silent cooling system. The easiest way to picture it is like a tiny, flat, super-powered heat pipe built right into the phone. Here's how it works. Inside a very thin, vacuum-sealed copper container, there's a tiny bit of liquid, usually just a few drops of purified water. This chamber sits right on top of the hottest parts of the phone, like the A19 Pro chip that's rumored to be in the iPhone 17. When you start pushing your phone hard, the chip gets hot. That heat warms up the liquid, causing it to instantly turn into vapor. This hot gas naturally expands to fill the whole chamber, moving away from the hot spot and spreading the heat energy over a much bigger area. As the vapor hits the cooler edges of the chamber, it cools down, turns back into a liquid, and a special wick structure inside pulls it right back to the heat source to start the whole cycle over again. This constant, passive loop of evaporation and condensation is amazing at pulling heat away from the important stuff. It stops those hot spots that kill performance and make a phone uncomfortable to hold. And because it's a sealed system with no moving parts, it's durable, uses no power, and is thin enough to fit inside a slim iPhone design. This isn't just a small step up from the graphite pads Apple uses now. It's a whole new level of thermal management, one that could be 3 to 5 times better at getting rid of heat. Section 3. What this actually means for you. So, this tiny, self-cooling machine sounds cool, but what does it mean for how you actually use your iPhone every day? The benefits are very real. First, and most importantly, unstoppable, sustained performance. The biggest win with vapor chamber cooling is that it drastically reduces thermal throttling. For the first time, the iPhone Pro will be able to run at its top speed for much, much longer. For gamers, this changes everything. Imagine playing AAA titles with smooth, high frame rates that don't suddenly stutter or lag 30 minutes into your session. For anyone creating content, this is a huge upgrade. You'll be able to edit and export 4K video, use heavy filters, and jump between demanding apps without your phone slowing to a crawl. The A-series chip will finally be let off the leash, allowed to run at the speeds it was designed for without its own heat holding it back. And looking ahead, as Apple Intelligence and on-device AI get more powerful, this kind of cooling will be non-negotiable to handle those tasks without stuttering. Second, it means a healthier iPhone that lasts longer. Constant heat is the #1 enemy of your battery. It speeds up the chemical aging inside, which lowers its maximum capacity and its overall lifespan. By keeping the phone's insides cooler, a vapor chamber takes the stress off the battery, helping it last longer not just through the day, but over the years you own it. A cooler phone is a more efficient phone, which could even mean better battery life. And third, there's the simple matter of comfort. Nobody likes holding a phone that feels like it's about to melt. A vapor chamber system spreads the heat out evenly, getting rid of those intense hot spots and making the phone way more comfortable to hold during long gaming sessions, video calls, or while it's fast charging. It just makes the entire experience better and more reliable. This is a massive leap for the iPhone. What do you think? Is Apple just playing catch-up here, or are they about to perfect this technology in a way only they can? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. Section 4. The Apple context: why now? And what's next? So if this tech is so great, and Android phones have had it for a while, you have to ask, why is Apple only doing this now, with the iPhone 17? This is classic Apple. The company is rarely the first to use a new hardware technology. Instead, it waits, watches the market, and then comes in with a version it feels is perfected and ready for hundreds of millions of people. They likely wanted to get the design just right for their standards of thinness and durability. The timing also makes a lot of sense. The demands we put on our iPhones are exploding. With console-level games on the App Store and the intense processing needed for Apple Intelligence, the old cooling methods just won't cut it anymore. Credible sources, like analyst Ming-Chi Kuo and various leakers, are all pointing to the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max as the first to get this upgrade. It will likely be a Pro feature at first, a key reason to upgrade to handle the more powerful A19 Pro chip. But Apple probably isn't stopping there. Looking even further out, the company has filed patents for active liquid cooling systems. These would be a step beyond, maybe using tiny electromagnetic pumps to actively push coolant around with even more control. A vapor chamber is a passive system, but active cooling could offer performance that scales to whatever comes next, whether that's advanced AR or AI we can't even imagine yet. The vapor chamber in the iPhone 17 is likely just the first big step in a whole new thermal strategy for Apple. So, is liquid cooling the future of the iPhone? All signs point to yes. Vapor chamber technology looks like it's about to become a standard, essential feature. It's a critical evolution and a direct fix for one of the biggest frustrations for iPhone power users. This isn't just about making the next iPhone faster in short bursts. It's about changing its endurance and reliability from the ground up. It means smoother gaming, faster creative work, better long-term battery health, and a phone that's just more dependable. Apple is finally fixing its thermal problem, and in doing so, they're letting us see what their chips can really do. The era of the overheating iPhone might finally be over. The question is no longer if your iPhone can handle the toughest tasks, but for how long. And the answer is about to be, as long as you can. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tech analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave 65.